Hi, Ruth Chadwick here, and I wanted to touch on the topic of abundance today, which has become a buzzword again. It comes and goes. It'll get a lot of press, and then it'll kind of fade for a while. But in light of the recent publication of the book Abundance by Ezra Klein and Derek Thompson, people have been using this word a lot, and I wanted to explore it again because I think it's such an important topic that can be I mean, it can become a bit of a cliche, abundance mindset, that whole thing. But I do think that there's really something to it that is important for us as a society if we're going to shift away from a lot of the practices that are getting us into trouble, and for us personally to enjoy life more. So I haven't read the book Abundance, so I cannot speak to that. I do intend to read it because I would love to know what all the buzz is about. But for now, I'm just going to speak about the topic from where I see it can be very valuable. And there is an obvious benefit, right? If we're living in scarcity, a lot of times we're living in a version of fear. We're driven by never feeling like we have enough or are enough. So we're trying to achieve our goals from a place of fear, and fear begets fear. And honestly, achieving our goals isn't going to help that. So if we live from a place of abundance, we're starting from third base, and then anything after that is a home run, basically. So I saw a quote that I thought was a great talking point. I've heard this sentiment expressed before, but this is attributed to Ingrid Nielsen. Success is getting what you want. Happiness is wanting what you get. And this is abundance mindset. It is a gratitude mindset. It's expecting things to go relatively well. It's making the best of what you get. It's by no means a passive approach to life. And a lot of times I think those of us living in a capitalistic society could see it that way. Oh, what? You mean you're not going to go after your dreams? You're not going to like make it happen? You're not going to, be bold and get everything you want and all that, right? You got to hustle, you got to work hard, you got to grind it out, and then and you got to make it happen. It's up to you. You got to push hard, push through, power through. These are very harsh masculine energies that, it's fine if that's how you operate in the world naturally. That's great, but not all of us do. And we shouldn't feel like we have to in order to be happy, successful, and or fulfilled and to have enough. And I want to, this word enough too, I feel like oftentimes gets a bad rap because it can sound a little scarce. Like, you mean I just get enough? Like, I mean that's it. I mean, I just like enough doesn't sound like enough, you know. But what about plenty? What if enough is actually plenty? And it all really is a state of mind, all of it. It's a flip of a switch. It's the difference between the cup half empty and the cup half full. It's the same cup. It's it's your perception, it's your perspective. So that is the key to abundance, which is also the key to happiness. Because if you want what you get, if you're grateful for what you get, and it doesn't mean that you're not going after your dreams. It just means that you're happy along the way. You're embracing what's happening along the way. You're embracing the process. You're celebrating the wins. But not even just celebrating the wins, right? Every day is a win. You know, getting to be on this planet, having this adventure called life is a win, a huge win. If you're watching this right now, you are winning. You're winning. So that I think is what we oftentimes miss in our lives because we live a lot of times in scarcity behaviors, which are coming out of scarcity mentality, right? So, we're rushing around a lot. We're trying to get things done. We're checking things off the list. And a lot of times we get to the end of the day and we've only done, let's say, three things out of the 10 priorities, right? So we don't feel like we did enough. That's a scarcity mentality instead of going, oh my gosh, I accomplished these three things today. Amazing. But also, if we are rushing all the time, I mean, rushing is another behavior, a scarcity behavior. Rushing. Whether you're rushing mentally or you're rushing physically, either one, they both represent scarcity behaviors, scarcity mentality, and scarcity behaviors. So even just checking these things and noticing, like, well, what, is my mind racing a mile a minute about all the things that I need to do? Or can I slow down and just do one thing right now and know that that is enough? Maybe that's even more than enough. Maybe that's plenty. Likewise, if I'm rushing around trying to get all these things done, what if I, have my to-do list? Instead of needing to do 7 to 10 things, what if I do 3 or 4? And that's enough. Or maybe that's plenty. So it's a perception, it's a mindset shift, it's a state of mind. It really is the difference between the cup half empty and the cup half full. But when I say perception, perception really refers to the way we're embodying and or experiencing things, right? So we might be able to intellectually understand abundance, but if we're not feeling it, if we're not feeling it in our body, in our entire being, if we're not feeling filled up, then it's just an intellectual exercise, but we're not experiencing abundance. Abundance is really a full body experience. It's about feeling your cup filling up. It goes from half full to being full. It's about slowing down and taking in. And we can only take in abundance when we are slowed down, when we're sped up. Then we're in scarcity. So we're not seeing abundantly. So slowing down, taking time, opening up our vision to see possibilities, to see everything that we have in our midst. Not just, I'm not talking about physical stuff, although that can be part of it, but also the resources, the friendships, the relationships, the connections, the support, the opportunities, the knowing that you're taken care of. If you need something, you're going to be provided for. That's abundance. All of that is abundance. And we all have this. We all have access to this any moment in the day. It just about involves changing the channel. I practice abundance myself. And when I say I practice abundance, I mean I practice tapping into this experience because there are many times in my life, or I'd say a large part of my adult life, when I did not live in abundance at all. I lived in scarcity 90% of the time. And there was a lot of fear and victimhood and rushing and frantic behavior. And so over time, it's taken me, I would call it, again, cultivating a practice of sitting in stillness and opening myself up, opening my vision up to the plenty that's in my life. And the more I've done that, the more that's come to me. Not to get all, not to get all law of attraction or anything, because I think that sometimes law of attraction can be a trap because it can be something else we're chasing. But if we're just living in abundance, then things start to come to us. That is just how it works. It's not something we need to chase. It's not something we need to like work at hard. It's just about learning to be in that state more often. So this is one of the topics that's near and dear to my heart because I feel like, again, as I said earlier, if we're going to shift into a new paradigm as a culture, then we need more people who are living in abundance because our systems are based in our economic system specifically is based in a scarcity premise. And so for more of us to live in abundance, we can shift the paradigm if more of us actually live that way. So think again about that quote a little bit. Again, success is getting what you want, happiness is wanting what you get. I think it's really valuable to just meditate on that and see if it resonates, if it lands for you. Does any of this land with you anyway, what I've been talking about? I would love to know. Feel free to check out in the box below my information. I would love to hear from you. And I hope you have an abundantly beautiful rest of your day.